A group of 5 young adults found themselves in the heart of a bustling city street, their faces lit up with joy and excitement. The air buzzed with the energy of a vibrant festival, lights flickering above, and the music of a street performer filling the background. Ethan. Tonight's going to be legendary. Lily twirled under the city lights, her face beaming with happiness. Lily, we made it through college. Let's celebrate. But as they turned the corner, Ethan suddenly froze. His smile faded, and his breathing became heavy. Terrifying images flashed through his mind. A horrific accident, twisted metal, screams, and blood. Sarah, Ethan, you okay? Ethan, we have to leave, now! Urgency filled his voice as he pleaded with his friends to walk away from the street. Trusting him, they stepped away just in time. Seconds later, a massive billboard collapsed, crushing everything below. The street erupted in terrified screams. Ethan's chest constricted. This was not over. That night, Ethan sat in a darkened room, haunted by his reflection in the mirror. Ethan, why did I see that before it happened? A faint shadow loomed behind him. The next morning, Jake joked about their lucky escape. Jake, dude, we're like superheroes. But his laughter was cut short when he slipped on a puddle near a subway station and fell onto the tracks. The blare of a train's horn filled the air as people screamed. Ethan and Marcus tried desperately to grab Jake's hand, but it was too late. The train rushed past, leaving only silence and a horrible realization. Death had started its cycle. Panic set in as Ethan realized that those who survived the billboard collapse were now in grave danger. Marcus, we have to find a way to stop this! Sarah, how do you escape something that sees everything? The group huddled in a dimly lit apartment, fear gripping them as they argued. Papers with names and dates were scattered on the table. The next day, Lily's fate struck. She was jogging near a construction site when a cable snapped. A metal beam swung like a pendulum, smashing into her with bone-crushing force. Ethan, no! In desperation, just Ethan, Sarah, and Marcus were left. They discovered an old newspaper article. It was the common link that all remaining survivors of previous Final Destination had in common. It was bloodlines having a connection to past victims. Marcus, grumbling, we weren't lucky to get out of that billboard. We were meant to be here. A dusty newspaper with headlines that covered several mysterious deaths for the years. A circle drawn around a familiar name. But there was a pattern. The only way to cheat death was to break the chain. Ethan, desperate. If one of us dies out of order, we break the cycle. Marcus, scoffing. You're saying one of us has to. A young man holding a knife in his trembling hands, struggling with an impossible choice. His friends watch in horror. Before they could decide, the lights flickered. A chilling breeze filled the room. Sarah, gasping. It's here! A shattered glass shelf tumbled from above, heading straight for Marcus. Without thinking, Ethan shoved Marcus out of the way. The sharp glass rained down on Ethan instead. A young man pushes his friend aside as a shower of deadly glass shards falls upon him. His expression is one of acceptance and determination. As he lay bleeding, Sarah screamed. Marcus held his friend, horror in his eyes. Marcus, why? Why did you do that? Ethan, smiling weakly. I broke the chain. His breathing slowed. His eyes closed. A strange stillness filled the room. The shadows receded. Marcus and Sarah, tearful but alive, realized death had moved on. 2 grief-stricken friends kneeling beside their fallen friend, surrounded by broken glass. A mysterious shadow fading into the darkness. Months later, Sarah stood on a quiet pier staring at the horizon. Ethan's sacrifice had saved them. Marcus joined her. Marcus! Think it's really over? A gust of wind blew past them. A sign creaked ominously. Sarah, exhaling. Let's hope so. A young woman and a man are standing by the ocean at sunset, haunted but grateful to be alive. A broken sign sways eerily in the background. Fade to black. End screen with eerie